My fiancé said, I need space to find myself, 2 days before our anniversary. So I took the trip alone, posted a photo, and ignored her 32 texts. Now she's crying at my door. My name's Ethan, 31, and I live just outside Denver. I was engaged to Claire, 29, for about 9 months, but we'd been together for nearly 4 years. For the most part, things were good, or at least I thought they were. We had a rhythm, laughed at the same stupid memes, argued over which pasta was best, her, penne, me, rigatoni. We made plans, talked about adopting a dog, and even chose baby names once when we were wine drunk. The kind of conversations that make you think this is it. This is your person. But over the past couple of months, Claire changed. Not overnight. It was subtle at first. She started guarding her phone like it had nuclear codes, always locking it the second I walked into a room. Her screen would light up at odd hours, and when I asked, she'd say it was a group chat from work. A few weeks before Valentine's Day, and a couple days shy of our 3rd anniversary, I noticed she was barely present with me unless we were around others. Then it was like she flipped a switch and became the doting fiancé again. I blamed the wedding stress. The venue was locked, the dress was picked, we'd just done our engagement shoot. I figured maybe she just needed space or was feeling the pressure. I didn't want to be the paranoid guy. That Monday night, I came home from work a little later than usual. I remember it was cold, typical February, and the house was quiet. Claire was sitting at the kitchen island, wine glass in hand, staring at her phone like she was reading from a script. She looked up, almost too composed, and said, I've been thinking. I feel like I'm losing myself in all this. Like I can't breathe. I think we should take a break. Just some time to reevaluate. I stood there, still in my coat, holding my laptop bag. I didn't speak right away. I just looked at her. Then I said, okay, take all the space you need. She blinked like she wasn't expecting that answer. You're not even going to talk about it. You already made your decision. I'm not going to argue with someone who's halfway out the door. That was it. She got up, said she'd stay at her friend Mia's for a few days. She packed a small bag and left. No tears. No, I love you. Just silence and the click of the front door closing. I didn't call. I didn't text. I didn't even ask what the real reason was. Maybe deep down, I already knew. What I did instead, I unpacked the suitcase I had packed for our anniversary trip to Lake Tahoe and repacked it for one. This trip was non-refundable, fully paid, and honestly, I needed it more than ever. Claire had been hyped for it for months, posting Pinterest boards and showing me cabin photos like a kid planning Christmas. But I wasn't about to sit at home wondering where she was or who she was really with. So I left. Alone. People say clarity doesn't always come in a flash. Sometimes, it creeps in slowly, moment by moment. For me, it was while driving through those pine-covered roads, snow blanketing the shoulders, just me and a playlist full of songs we used to dance to in our kitchen. Funny how peaceful a quiet car can be. I checked into the cabin 2 days later. Alone. Anniversary day. The view was perfect. The lake still, sky gray with soft snow falling, no noise but wind and the occasional cracking branch. I made a cup of coffee, stepped onto the balcony, and took a picture. Then I posted it with the caption, Happy anniversary to Clarity. Best I've felt in years. That was the beginning. By Thursday evening, the day of our anniversary, I was sitting by the fireplace in the cabin, watching the snow build along the edges of the window when my phone buzzed. Once, 19 texts and 5 missed calls. All from Claire. The first message was casual, almost weirdly so. Hope you're doing okay. Let me know if you need to talk. Then came the shift in tone. Wait, you went without me? That trip was OURS, Ethan. Seriously? Posting stuff like that? You know my mom saw your post and asked if we broke up? You're being kind of petty right now. We were taking a break, not breaking up. Each message landed more aggressively than the last. Like she expected me to be frozen in grief, waiting for her to come back and talk about things. But I wasn't angry. I wasn't even upset anymore. I was clear. It wasn't about revenge. I didn't post to spite her. I wasn't trying to win the breakup. I just didn't see the point in pretending things were fine or waiting around like a question mark. She said she needed time, so I gave it to her. And in that space, I found my own peace. I didn't respond. Instead, I sat with my coffee, scrolled through the comments. Friends from work said things like, Man, this looks like heaven. Solo trip goals. One of Claire's own cousins commented, Peace looks good on you, cuz. And my buddy Nate texted, You look more relaxed than I've seen you in years. Proud of you. Claire had always been sensitive to how she was perceived online. She curated every story, every caption. I know seeing that post, with me smiling and at peace, got under her skin. Not because I was trying to hurt her, but because I didn't crumble the way she expected. That night, I cooked myself a small dinner, read a book by the fire, and didn't look at my phone once. When I finally picked it up the next morning, I saw even more messages. I feel like you're being cold. Don't you think this is too far? I miss you, okay? I didn't expect you to just move on like this. She didn't know that moving on didn't start in that cabin. It started the moment she asked for space with no warning, just days before an anniversary she knew mattered to me. And honestly, her reaction said a lot. If the roles were reversed, if I had told her 2 days before Valentine's Day that I needed to find myself and vanished, she would have gone full meltdown mode. But now that I didn't chase her, didn't wait around, didn't break, that rattled her. I think she expected me to be the safety net, to stay emotionally available while she went and figured things out, possibly even explored what else was out there. I wouldn't be surprised if there was someone else involved. That late-night giggling and overprotective phone behavior, it wasn't just wedding stress. I just hadn't wanted to admit it. Still, I wasn't ready to confront that yet. Not without evidence. All I knew was this. I wasn't going to beg anyone to love me right. By Saturday, the text slowed down. No apology. No accountability. Just more passive lines like, "Can we please talk when you're back?" I didn't mean for it to go this way. I didn't respond to those either. That night, I went snowshoeing along one of the nearby forest trails, the only sound being crunching snow under my boots and the soft rush of the wind through pine trees. When I got back, I posted one more photo, just me, standing alone on a trail with the mountains behind me. Caption: I got back home the following Monday. The place was exactly how I left it, but I wasn't the same person walking back through that door. I'd spent 3 days in total quiet. No drama, no emotional guessing games, no eggshells. I wasn't angry. I was tired of being someone else's placeholder. By Tuesday afternoon, she showed up. I heard the knock, looked through the peephole, and there she was, Claire, standing there in her beige coat, holding a bouquet of tulips. Her face looked pale, lips pursed like she'd been practicing what to say the whole ride over. I opened the door, but didn't say anything. She stepped inside without asking. "I messed up," she started, eyes already welling up. I got overwhelmed. I didn't mean for it to come across like I was leaving you. I was just scared. Everything felt like it was moving too fast. I let her talk. I wanted her to say it all before I responded. She went on for a few minutes. How she missed me, how seeing the photos hurt, how it made her realize what she was about to throw away. Then she said something that caught me. I was never trying to end us. I just needed to figure myself out for a bit. I thought you'd understand. I looked at her and asked quietly, "Do you still feel like you're losing yourself with me?" She hesitated. Looked down. That pause said everything. I nodded. Then I walked over, gently took the flowers from her hands, set them on the counter, and said, "I'm not the guy you get to put on pause while you figure out if there's someone better out there." She opened her mouth, but I cut in. "I didn't go to Tahoe to punish you. I went because I needed peace. I needed to stop being someone you only fully love when we're being watched. I stopped begging the moment you asked for space." She cried quietly. No outburst. No big scene. I walked her to the door. She didn't resist. Just kept saying, "I didn't think you'd actually move on this fast." I almost laughed. I didn't either. But peace is addictive. She left. Later that week, I called the wedding planner, canceled the venue, lost a few deposits. Worth every cent. And that's when the truth came out. Mia, her best friend, the one she supposedly stayed with, ran into my friend Tyler at a brewery and accidentally let something slip. Claire had reconnected with an ex through DMs. It started innocent, according to Mia. They were just talking, but Claire didn't want to end things with me in case it didn't go anywhere. I was plan B, the guy she thought would wait patiently while she auditioned someone else. That confirmation hit harder than her break request, but it also closed every door. Now, I'm seeing someone casually, no pressure, no expectations. Just someone who laughs at my dumb jokes and doesn't treat honesty like a negotiation. Claire's texted twice since. Both left on read. It's strange. I thought the hardest part of love was losing someone. But it turns out, the hardest part is realizing you were the only one actually in it. Sometimes the best gift someone can give you is walking away before you say, "I do." I don't know, was I too cold? Too quick to let go? Or was I just done waiting for someone to choose me back? Curious what others think. Would you have given her another chance?